Hello and welcome to this Solve Me episode. Today's episode is a medium level puzzle from the New York Times. I transferred the puzzle into this Sudoku setter app since it allows me to highlight cells and also use both corner notation and center notation. So let's get started. First, as I usually do, I start by scanning the numbers 1 through 9. So let's start with the number 1. And we have ones in the last two rows and a 1 here in column 6. So we can pencil in ones into these two cells here and here. Remember, I like to start off with Snyder notation, that is penciling in candidates in a block when they can be placed into two and only two cells in that block. Is there anywhere else I can pencil in a 1? Yes, here in block 4. The 1 can go here or here. And now there can't be another 1 in this row, and there can't be a 1 in this row. And there's a 1 in column 9, so in block 6 I can pencil in 1s into these two cells here and here. All right, let's move on to the number 2. There are two 2s in the left stack. That's this left group of columns. So the third 2 has to be in block 1, in column 1, and it can't go in this row because of this 2. So I can place a 2 here. And that lets me place a 2 here in block 2. And now let's look down this column where I just placed the 2. And looking across from this 2 into block 8, I can pencil in 8s here and here. Moving on to the number 3, it looks like there are only 2 3s in the puzzle, both in the middle stack. So looking up to block 2, the third 3 has to go here. And looking across from this 3 in block 5, there can't be a 3 in this row. So the 3s in block 4 must be here or here. And that gives us a 1-3 matching pair here in block 4, which means the other two cells are 4 and 6. Next, the number 4, it looks like there's only one 4 given in this puzzle, and we just penciled in 2 4s here. So I can pencil in 4s here in block 3, here, here, and here. Next, the number 5. There are 2 5s given in this puzzle, here and here, and they intersect into block 5, so I can pencil in 5s here and here. Moving on to the number 6, there are 2 6s, both in the top rank, so I can pencil in 6s here and here. Let's move on to the number 7. Here in the bottom rank, there are 2 7s, and then we have a 7 here in column 8. So I can pencil in 7s into block 9, here and here. And in block 2, the only place a 7 can go is either here or here. So now that we have a 6-7 matching pair here in block 2, we know that the remaining 2 cells have to be a 1 and a 9, since those are the numbers that are still missing in block 1, right? So, well, a 1 can't go here because of this 1, so this must be the 9, and this is the 1. Now, looking down to block 8, we can resolve these 2 cells. This can no longer be a 1 because of the 1 I just placed in block 2. So this has to be the 1. And I can get rid of this pencil mark. And I see here in block 8, there is a 7 in column 5. So that resolves the 6-7 matching pair. This has to be a 6. And then this is the 7. And now I can place a 7 in block 1 since all the 7s intersect into block 1, right? Leaving only one cell where it can go, and that is here. Okay, let's see if we can pencil in any more 7s. Yep, here in block 5, I can pencil in 7s here and here. Okay, let's move on to the number 8. And in block 1, I can place an 8 here. That helps me pencil in 8s in block 3 here and here. This top row is getting filled in nicely and it's missing a 1. So somewhere in this top row there has to be a 1. And it can't go into block 1 because of this 1 down here. So the 1 has to go in block 3 in the top row. And because of this 1 here in column 9, the only place a 1 can go in the top row is either here or here. And that would mean that a 1 can't go anywhere else in the block. And so now we have a 1-8 matching pair here in block 3. And so what else is missing from the top row? Let's see, a 3 and a 9. So these 2 remaining cells in the top row must be either a 3 or a 9, but it's not restricted to the block, so I'm going to pencil that in the center of the cells. When I use center notation, that refers to the cell, that cell can only be those numbers, a 3 and a 9. All right, I was up to the number 8. Let's see if here in block 5, the 2 8s intersect into block 5. So I can pencil in 8s here and here. And so now this row can't contain any more 8s. And this row already has an 8. And there's an 8 here in column 9. So I can pencil in 8s in block 6 here and here. And here in block 8, I see all these 8s intersecting into the block, so I can place an 8 here. And that resolves this pair of 8s in block 5. This can't be the 8, so this has to be the 8. And now let's look at 9. Okay, block 1 still needs a 9, and it looks like it can only go here. Now, once I place the 9 there, that means that the 3 in the top row has to be here, right? And so now I can pencil in 3s in block 1, here and here. And I see a 1 can only go into these 2 cells in block 1. So let me pencil in 1s here and here. But there is already a 1 in column 2, so the 1 has to go here in column 3. And now I see row 2 has only 2 missing numbers, and they are the 4 and the 5. So let me pencil those in the center since they're not constricted to the same block. But the cells can only be a 4 and a 5. All right, now where was I? I think I was up to the number 9. So let's see. Here in block 7, because of these 2 9s and this 9, I can place a 9 here. And so now I can pencil in 9s here in block 9, which gives me a 7-9 matching pair. In block 5, because of these 2 9s, I can place a 9 here, and that resolves the 5 pair. Then this cell must be a 5, and now I can pencil in 5s down here in block 8. And now I see this column, column 5, has 2 cells missing numbers. Those numbers are the 2 and the 5. But this cell can't be a 2 because of this 2, so this must be the 5, and this is the 2. And here in block 6, because of these 9s, I can pencil in 9s here and here. See, column 6 is missing 2 numbers, the 4 and the 6, so let me pencil that in. 4, 6, 4, 6. And I just realized here in block 8, this cell can't be a 2, so it's either a 4 or a 6. And here in block 9, I can pencil in 2s here and here. All right, and let's see, in block 5, I can also pencil in 2s here and here. Let's take a closer look at block 5. What can this cell be? Well, it can't be a 1. It can't be a 2 or a 7 because of this matching pair. It can't be a 3, 5, 8, or 9. So the only number it can be is either a 4, it can be a 4 or a 6. So the only numbers it can be are 4 and a 6. Now we can look at this row more closely, and if these two cells have to be the 4 and the 6, then what's left? The 1, 3, 9, right? 1, 3, 9, 1, 3, 9. 1, 3, 9, and 1, 3, 9. Okay, but here in column 9, we have a 1 and 3, so this cell has to be the 9. And that leaves the other two cells with either a 1 or a 3. Now, once we've placed that 9 in block 6, it resolves the 7, 9 matching pair in block 9. So now this has to be the 7, and this is the 9. And now column 9 has only two numbers missing, the 4 and the 5, but this cell can't be a 5 because of this 5, so this has to be the 4, and then this is the 5. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, wait a minute. Here in block 1, we placed a 1 here, right? So that resolves this 1, 3 matching pair. This has to be the 3, and then this is the 1, which means this can't be a 3 here in block 1, so this must be the 3. You see how handy Snyder notation is, right? And now there are two cells left in block 1, so this cell can only be a 4 or a 5, so let's pencil that in. And this row then is missing a 4 and a 5, so let's pencil that in here in block 3. Column 1 is missing two numbers, the 3 and 4, so let's pencil that in. And the other two numbers missing from block 7 are 5, 6 and 5, 6. Okay, let's take a closer look at column 7. Because of this 4, 5 pair in block 3, there cannot be another 4 or 5 in the column. So down here in block 9, if I look at this cell, what number can it be? Well, the row already has a 1, 2, 3, and a 7, 8, 9. And the column has the 4, 5 pair here. So the only number left is the number 6. And that is the only number that can be in this cell, so it has to be a 6. And now that resolves this 5, 6 pair in block 7. This has to be the 5. And then this is the 6. By the way, this 4, 5 up here that pointed me to the number 6, actually it's called a pointing pair, or sometimes it's called locked candidates. Either way, the 4 and the 5 are locked into the column, so this cell couldn't be a 4 or a 5, and it couldn't be any other number except for a 6, so that was good. Now that resolves this 4, 6 matching pair in block 4. This has to be the 4, and then this is the 6, which means that in block 1, this is the 5, and then this is the 4, and I think the whole puzzle is unraveling now. Now that we've placed the 4 in block 1, That resolves the 4-5 pair in block 3, so this must be the 5, and this is the 4. Now looking across this row, there's only one cell left, and that is a 4. And looking down at this last row, there is already a 6 in the row, so this can't be a 6, and so the only number it can be is a 4. Which means here in block 7, this has to be the 3, and then this is the 4. And then this has to be the 6, and then this is a 4. Now there's only one cell left in this row, and what's missing? The 3, so this is a 3, which resolves this 1-3 matching pair. This has to be a 1, and then this is the 3. And now this 1 I just placed resolves this 1-8 matching pair in block 3. Now this is an 8, and this is a 1. And now this can no longer be an 8, so this has to be the 8. And now this row is missing a 2 and a 7, but this can't be a 7 because of this 7. So this cell must be the 7, and then this is the 2, which makes this a 2. And so now this can't be a 2 here in block 9, so this must be a 2. You see how handy that Snyder notation is? Okay, what are we still missing in this bottom row? And in block 9, a 5, so this has to be the 5. And now in this column, we're missing a 6, and so this is a 7, and the puzzle is done. All right, that was fun. Now I think it's time for us to try some hard level puzzles, and so the next episode will be a hard level. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already so you don't miss that episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you learned something.